How's everyone doing? Today I got an awesome haul right here. A bunch of recent Blu-ray and DVD pickups. And as always, if you've seen any of them, definitely let me know what you think of them as well. First off, let me show you this t-shirt that I got in from Ripped Apparel. I saw this, I was like, I have to get this. I love the design right here for Alien. And I love how it forms the shape of the xenomorph. And it actually glows in the dark as well. I just think that's awesome. And I'm actually wearing a Ripped Apparel shirt right now as well. I'll go ahead and show you that one. A lot of what they do is like a mixture of two different things. Like this one is obviously a mixture of Super Mario Brothers and Star Wars, which I thought was awesome. Two things I love. And I love their site. I would definitely recommend them. They have some really cool shirt designs all the time. They usually have 3 every day. And what they do is it's a one-day thing. So for these designs, you only have the 1 day to get them. And I'll put the link down below for Ripped Apparel. There's a bunch of different t-shirt sites out there like that one, but so far they're the ones that I like the best. Their t-shirts are a little bit more comfortable. They're cotton design. Some of the other ones, they have like that rougher cotton. This one is just more comfortable to me. So I really like that. But now let's get on to the Blu-rays and DVDs. First up, I went to the dollar store. I was going to Stop and Shop to get some groceries. I was like, the dollar store's right there. Let me just see, because I know a while ago they had Blu-rays, and you know, it kind of fluctuates what they get in. And recently they've been getting in some decent titles. So I went there a couple times over the past like month or so, and they didn't really have anything. And then today I saw a few new titles, so I went ahead and picked them up. Only 2. There's a couple other ones that they didn't have before, but they didn't really look that interesting to me. Even for $1, I was like, I don't know if I want to take a risk on that. Calm down. There's some horror titles I had never seen or never heard of before. I'm like, that just looks, ugh, I don't want to take the risk, even for $1. But here we go. First up is Framed right here with Jeff Goldblum and Kristen Scott Thomas. This looks like to be a kind of like a romantic comedy movie. He's an art forger, and I don't really know too much about this. I've seen this title before, but I've never checked it out. And I figured for $1, why the heck not? And I don't know. Jeff Goldblum is always kind of creepy to me. He's got that creepy look going on right there. I don't know. But he plays that role so perfectly to me. And I love him in The Fly, The Big Chill. There's so many movies that he did just perfectly in Jurassic Park as well. Independence Day. He just plays Jeff Goldblum so perfectly. Let me know what your favorite Jeff Goldblum movie is down below. But this one looks like it'll be pretty decent. And I think it's funny because on the back right here, they must have gotten it from another place that closed out, because on the back it says $1.99. So it went from $2 to $1. I'm alright with that. And then next up, I've heard actually good things about this one, so I was really excited for this one. Unscripted. I guess it was an HBO original series. I don't know how many episodes it was right here, but I know George Clooney directed, I think, the first 4 episodes, and it's George Clooney and Steven Soderbergh produced. And there's a lot of recognizable people on here. It looks like it's going to be, I guess it's about the lives of 3 struggling actors and what they go through. And a lot of recognizable faces involved in here as well. So this looks like it's going to be a comedy. So it looks like it's going to be pretty interesting. I've heard good things, so very happy to pick this one up for $1. Next up are all ones that I've been getting for just multiple reasons. I'll go over them right now. First up, there's a couple people coming to my local comedy club. I go there a lot. I usually go about twice a month. They have some great stars. I've seen Chris Rock there twice, Damon Wayans, Louis Black, just about everybody you can think of essentially in the comedy realm. And I've actually, a lot of times they'll put a little flyer out on your table, say who do you want to see. They have people that you can choose from or you can write in. I usually write in some people. And I wrote in Rob Schneider. And finally Rob Schneider's coming. So that's pretty awesome. And I used to have a big poster of Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo, up on my wall when I was a teenager growing up in high school. I got it from my local video store at the time, Easy Video, which is no longer around because all the mom and pop stores have gone down, unfortunately. But they used to give out the posters after the release date, so that was pretty cool. And I always thought this movie was hilarious, so Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo, had to pick this one up. Rob Schneider's going to perform this coming weekend, and I'm hoping to, I'm going to go to the show. I'm hoping that he'll stay after and take pictures with fans, and maybe I'll see if I can get him to sign this. That would be awesome. So, I don't know. I know a lot of people hate on this one. The second one, I didn't think it was as funny, but I still enjoyed it as well. But this one I thought was absolutely just, I loved everything about this movie. It was just a good time. I don't know. I love some crazy comedies. But the next one that I picked up, I was like, I remember seeing parts of it, but I don't remember seeing the full thing, so I went ahead and picked it up. The next 4 movies are ones that I got for John Leguizamo, because he's coming next week for a one night only. Well, actually, he's doing 2 shows, but one night only. So he'll only be there for one time, and I booked that ticket like immediately when I saw him that he was going to be performing. But Pest, I remember seeing just like a couple scenes from it years ago. I don't think I ever saw the full movie, so I picked it up and I saw the full movie, and wow. This was rough to sit through. That first opening scene where he's like singing in the shower and doing that whole routine, that was like, is this what we're gonna be in for? Because I don't know if I can stomach this much. I'm sorry, but this one, to me, this was just a fun, entertaining comedy. This one was just rough to sit through. But then again, people have different tastes. Like I know a lot of people like the scary movies, the parodies, and the haunted house ones with the Wayans brothers, Marlon. But I wasn't a fan of those kinds of stuff either. But I like Dumb and Dumber. The first one, that's the only one I really like out of that whole franchise. To me, this one, John Leguizamo, kind of reminded me of Jim Carrey a little bit and what he was doing with the physical slapstick comedy and things like that. But I don't know, Jim Carrey, I like a lot of what he does a little bit better as far as the roles that he's chosen over the years. Not to say everything, but overall. But John Leguizamo, I think it's great that he got a chance to be the lead like this. And there were some other, there's Freddie Rodriguez and Ari Spears were in here as well, and a few other recognizable people. I can't remember his name. Jeffrey Jones. He was the principal in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. He's going through some legal troubles, or he did. I think he's back to acting now. I don't know what happened with that, but that's a lot of crazy stories are coming out with these actors lately, and it's a shame. But anyways, he was in here. There's a few other recognizable faces. And basically, he picks out the Pest right here, played by John Leguizamo, to hunt him. He's hunting humans on his island in Germany, or off the coast of Germany, I guess. And yeah, I lived in Germany when I was younger. I'm sure I've mentioned before. Frankfurt for 4.5 years. I went on a cruise in the Rhine River. Loved it. Absolutely beautiful country. I definitely want to go back again. Yeah, so I don't know actually where this was supposed to be portrayed in Germany. He just said he had like an island, which I don't know. But anyway, so he's hunting him, and it's all crazy hijinks, and it's just ridiculous. There's so many different kind of references to like the Three Stooges, the Marx Brothers, all kinds of just kind of slapstick comedy. But overall, it was rough to sit through, honestly. There's a couple funny scenes, but overall, oof, I kind of regret picking this one up. But I still do like John Leguizamo as a comedian. I think he's hilarious. Next up, I picked up, this is a recent film of his from Olive Films. It's Fugly. Now, when I first heard the title, I was like, and it's supposed to be billed as the anti-romantic comedy. It really wasn't an anti-romantic comedy. I guess maybe that was the intention, but it really was a romantic comedy. And I actually really liked this one. I was really surprised because going into it, I didn't think I was going to, just because of the premise, and even the title is kind of like I don't really care for the title. But overall, I thought this was an excellent movie. One of the better things I've seen him in a long time. And I really thought Rosie Perez is stunning still to this day. I remember watching her in Do the Right Thing and White Men Can't Jump. Muy picante. But I think this is somewhat semi-autobiographical from John Leguizamo. He co-wrote it, and there's a lot of references to what he went through as an actor, about how he was portrayed as like kind of like a drug dealer or gangster and things like that. And there was like posters of different movies that he portrayed, like Carlito's Way, Empire, To Wong Fu, which obviously he didn't portray that part in that movie, but just as kind of an example. And then just, there's different things that he referenced with his family as well. And I know he uses real life instances in his comedy routines as well. I don't know how much was in actuality from his romance aspect, but overall I thought this was a really good dramatic movie with great comedic elements all throughout. He's basically an actor, and he's going through his love life over the years, and everything kind of comes full circle. And I thought this was, again, one of the better performances from him, and I would highly recommend it. And there's some really good laughs in here, and some real good emotional honesty. That's what really drove it home for me. So I really enjoyed that one, and I will definitely try to see if he'll be willing to sign this one, because that's probably one of my favorite John Leguizamo movies now, and I would highly recommend it. I don't like the title, but I love the movie. Next up is Empire. I saw this one years ago when it first came out, and I remember really enjoying it, but it's been a while since whenever it first came out. It was like 2002, 2003, around there. And I remember I had a great cast right here. You see Tretch from Naughty by Nature, Fat Joe, Isabella Rossellini's in here, Denise Richards, who's stunning. John Leguizamo, of course. There's a few other people. Skarsgård's in here. I can't remember that one guy's name, but there's a bunch of other recognizable actors. Yeah, Peter Skarsgård, and I want to find that other actor. Why can't I see him in here? Oh well, I can't see him in here. But overall, I remember him. He was like a drug dealer, and he gets involved with the Wall Street guy, and things get crazy, and lots of shootouts and drama and crime going on. But I remember being a strong performance from John Leguizamo, one of his better performances acting-wise, and looking forward to revisiting this one. Next up is Land of the Dead. This is the steelbook from Germany. Love the heck out of this movie. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was one of George Romero's better films of recent years in the past, since his original Dead trilogy. And I thought it was a really good performance from John Leguizamo in here as well. And this is just a really good zombie movie. I thought it to be very enthralling, and I like how the zombies kind of evolved in this one as well. And Dennis Hopper was great in here too. And I love the look to this steelbook. It'd be cool if you could sign this one as well in a silver Sharpie. I'm going to see if he will stay after and take pictures or sign or anything like that. A lot of times some of the bigger comedians don't do that just because they feel like they'll get swamped. Some stay. I saw Tom Arnold, D.L. Hughley. They stayed and took pictures and even talked with people for a long time afterwards. A lot of different ones do. Some don't, but that's okay. Really enjoyed this one and happy to get the steelbook for it as well. Blu-ray steelbook. And next up is the Reagans right here. This is The Legacy Endures. It's a really good documentary. As seen in theaters, I didn't know this was released in theaters. I thought it was a made-for-TV movie. But overall, it was a really good portrayal of the Reagans, a very favorable portrayal of them. They do touch upon a few things with the Iran-Contra affair. And while I think they went around things, that presidency overall went around things a little bit, kind of shady. I want to believe they had the best interests in heart, trying to get our hostages back over here healthy and safe. I don't know how much Reagan was involved with everything. There's things that were, supposedly lost. They couldn't find enough information to do anything there legally. But overall, it does touch upon a lot of the great things that he's done. He initiated the Martin Luther King Jr. Day as a national holiday. A lot of the things that went on during his presidencies, his two campaigns, it was just, there's a lot of negatives that can be said. There's a lot of positives that can be said. But overall, I think this does a great job portraying him in that light. And speaking of a lot of things that went on during his presidency, and actually some of the speeches were just incredible, very moving to this day. He was a great public speaker, and the Alzheimer's speech, that he had written was just still moving. I actually got a little choked up, reading that. And I definitely think he was a great president, and he went through a lot of things and helped this country move forward. You're never going to find a president that you agree with on everything. I don't agree with everything that he's done, but I think he did a lot of great for this country, a lot of good for the country. So I thought this was a very good kind of a documentary biopic on him. Just a lot of great speeches that were shown in here. I went over, his birth, his first marriage, his growing up, his acting with Warner Brothers, and of course with Nancy as well, and their kids and everything like that. So it covered a lot of different bases, and of course his political side was the biggest draw to this right here. But very good, really enjoyed this one. Next up is A Walk Among the Tombstones. This is from Universal Pictures. To me, this is one of Liam Neeson's best. I really enjoyed The Grey. That's probably my favorite from him. I'm not a big fan of the Taken series. I know everybody loves those movies, especially the first one. I just thought the first was just, it's an action movie. I get it. You got to suspend disbelief. But it was just too much. He finds them, and, everything that happens, it's just too over the top for me personally. Now this one I thought was a really great crime drama. It's really dark and dirty, and it's basically he helps this kind of heroin trafficker find the killers of his wife, and he finds out that they're serial killers essentially. This one's kind of a mystery though. It leaves some things unanswered, but it works still to this for this film, and I thought it was a really great performance from Liam Neeson. He's playing that kind of role that he's kind of typecast for, kind of sullen and dark, and a cop and kind of things like that, where he's tough and rugged, and he played the role perfectly. And I thought this was an excellent one, definitely one of my favorites from him, especially of recent years as well. Again, I take this way over the Taken movies. Those ones are more action based. This one's more of a crime thriller, and like I said, it has some dark aspects to it. It's about these crazy serial killers and what they do, and how he hunts them down and finds them, and well, he uses the aspects that he was a former police officer and now he's a private detective, and goes through what he went through when he was drinking as well. Great character, lots of depth to it, and really recommend this one as well. Next up is The Judge, which this movie blew me the heck away. How is this not nominated for an Oscar? I know Robert Duvall was nominated for Best Supporting Actor, but this film should have been nominated for Best Picture. To me, this is in the top 3 of the best films of 2014. Great emotional honesty here. It's a great mixture of a courtroom drama and family drama. I think it focuses more on the family aspect, and this one really surprised me. I thought it was going to be kind of formulaic. There are aspects that are, but again, the emotional honesty is what really pierces it for me. Some of the scenes really caught me off guard with the dialogue and things that happen. I was like, wow, I did not expect that at all, because it was just playing it out, and it turned to be way better than I was expecting, and the performances were off the chart. The directing was off the chart, and I was really surprised with the director. He also directed Wedding Crashers, and he did other comedic roles, or comedic movies rather, and this one was just a far departure from that, and he did a great job with all the talent here. You've got Billy Bob Thornton, Vera Farmiga, Robert Downey Jr., Robert Duvall, a bunch of other. Dax Shepard kind of plays that typical Dax Shepard role in here as well. A few other recognizable faces in here too. Vincent D'Onofrio, who's always excellent. And this guy right here, I can't remember his name right now off the top of my head. I think it's Jeremy Strong. He played the one brother who had a learning disability. He played that role perfectly. That was just a great performance from him as well. This was a fantastic, great drama, and for me, one of the best movies of 2014. Highly recommend The Judge. I'm going to do a proper movie review for this coming up soon. This is from Warner Brothers Home Entertainment. Next up, from Well Go USA, is The Pirates right here, and I'm going to be doing a giveaway for this coming up soon. And I've done some giveaway for digital copies. When I do the giveaways for those, I'm not going to do a separate video announcing the winner, pulling names out of the hat or doing random.org. I'll just message the winner. But for physical copies like Blu-rays and DVDs, I will do a separate video announcing the winner, and I'll do probably random.org, or I'll just announce the winner on that video. So expect a subsequent giveaway announcement video, and then after that I'll do the actual giveaway and tell you who won. This one I haven't seen yet. It looks like it's going to be an awesome mixture of action and fantasy right here. So Well Go USA does a lot of great Asian cinema films. They also do American films as well. They recently released some really good horror. They did Dead Snow 2, which came out, and they did a Korean film called Bedeviled. They distributed that, and I highly recommend that one. I've talked about it before. One of my most favorite underrated horror movies. And this one right here, like I said, it looks awesome. I can't wait to check this one out, and look forward to the giveaway coming up soon. And one thing too I wanted to talk about, I just popped back in my head, the director for Empire, Frank Reyes, he also did he did another movie with John Leguizamo, The Ministers, which just recently, I want to say a few years ago, came out. I'll be talking about that one coming up soon too. I recently picked that one up, but I have not shown it because I picked it up like, I don't know, a couple months ago. I just haven't had a chance to watch it yet. But so they work together pretty frequently, it looks like, so maybe they'll do more movies together. Next is, last but not least, is In the House of Flies. And I thought maybe this would have something to do with the Deftones, but no. This is kind of it looks like to be a low-budget independent horror film. Looks like it's going to be kind of a grittier movie. This young couple's abducted, and they have to do crazy things, and that's all I know about this one so far. Looks like it's got an 80s feel to it. It has a retro 80s thriller, is what they're calling it, and it has music by 80s icons Sega and Brighton Rock. So this one looks like it's going to be dirty and gritty, so hopefully it'll be good. And as always, if you see any of these movies, definitely let me know what you think of them as well, and let me know what you think of my t-shirts too. And if you have any cool movie t-shirts, let me know, and let me know what sites you use to get the movie t-shirts out there. I'm always looking for more cool sites to check out t-shirts, and there's all kinds of new sites out there I'm finding every day, cool designs. So, and there you go. I hope everybody's doing well. Take care.